Hey everybody, welcome back to another very exciting episode of the Apple and Orange Line channel. And continuing our MPC era boxed train set reviews. These are all trains from my childhood. Today we have a special, at least to me, a special edition of the MPC series, as we're going to look at a train that I have a personal connection to and personally rode. But imagine, if you will, looking back at our Milwaukee Road special passenger train. This is the President Washington observation car. Imagine, if you will, you're riding down the rails, traversing the countryside, going through the mountains, across the prairies and the fruited plain. Perhaps you're drinking a fine imported beverage from Scotland, and you're enjoying all the offerings of the observation car and all the special services of a first-class railroad. Well, this video is not about that. This is a video about Amtrak. So when I was 9 years old, my dad had ordered a Triumph Spitfire sports car made in England. And about 8 or 9 months after he ordered it from the dealership in downtown Seattle, he surprised me with a special trip on my 9th birthday. And we boarded the Amtrak Empire Builder in my hometown in eastern Washington. And when I got home, we had a little birthday dinner and birthday cake and all that. And I received this Amtrak Lakeshore Limited MPC era Lionel big 027 size electric train set. And to me, this seemed like the most modern, coolest, sleek train set that I think I ever had. Now, I really like my Milwaukee special passenger train. I like the steam engine. I like these old rail cars. I think they're really classic and they're really cool. But this just looks so modern and current that it was relatable. Plus, we had boarded the train at our grand old local train station, and we had breakfast on board the train and walked through the whole Amtrak train back and forth, one end to the other, and where, I don't remember where our seats were. We just had kind of normal seats because we weren't spending the night on the train. We were just spending about 5 hours on the last leg of the long journey of that Empire Builder from Chicago to Seattle. We just kind of hopped into the last leg of that trip. But I remember walking through the observation car and, having seen pictures of them and stuff. They always look really cool. And in person, it seemed really small in the upper deck of the observation car. But we sat up there for a little while and watched the scenery, and the initial part of our trip goes through a really amazing stretch of territory through a deep river canyon, and it's just really a stunning area. So we watched all that, the scenery go by, and then we went and eventually found our seats. But we went back and we went and ordered breakfast, and I think we sat in the dining car and had our breakfast, and then we went and sat in our seats, and we went along and we talked and we enjoyed the scenery out the windows as we got more into the mountains and then through the tunnels and all that. It was just really, really a neat, memorable trip, and I'm really thankful for that trip and that memory that I have. But the actual Amtrak train we rode on was a little bit newer than this one, but I didn't know that at the time. Actually, I thought this was like brand new high-tech train, but this train really probably dates itself into the 50s and 60s, and they ran these up through the 70s for sure, but not on the route that we were on. But this is the Lakeshore Limited, which I think ran between, it was a New York Central line that ran between Chicago and New York, I believe, ran across the south of the Great Lakes there. But anyway, this video is about the Amtrak, and so we're going to take a look at this set. This set comes with, it has the Vista Dome car, it has an observation car. It's a little bit different. It doesn't have the open end on it. So, and then it has a couple passenger cars with it as well, plus the engine. If you know what what engine this is, please leave a comment. Please leave a comment down below, or any other questions or comments or suggestions. And if you like this content, please give it a like, and even hit the subscribe button to see more. There's much more. I have many more MPC era train cars, rolling stock engines, and accessories that I'll be reviewing in the coming weeks and months. So if you like that, please give it a like and a subscribe. And if you know the engine, please leave a comment below and tell me what it is. And we're going to get into the train and take a look at each piece, the engine and the rolling stock, the cars, the passenger cars, the Vista Dome, etc. And then we'll run it. We'll run some trains. So this is my Amtrak Lakeshore Limited. It's not an Empire Builder. I don't think they offered an Empire Builder. It's a complete, ready to run, big 027 gauge electric train set with operating headlighted passenger cars and Vista Dome car. And the observation car, I guess, if you call it that. I don't know what they call it on this. It's not an open one like this. It's a little bit different. So we'll check this out. You know, on the grand scheme, I don't know the quality of this set as far as you know, the compared to some of the others, but you know, I think it's a pretty cool set. It looks good. I was trying to see if there was a price tag or anything. I don't know where it came from. It probably came. There was a store called Don's in Seattle, and we either got a lot of our trains from Frederick and Nelson Department Store in downtown Seattle. So let's get into this train. We've got, again, the usual, all my dad's notes. I thank him for leaving these for me. He went through all my trains and checked them out for me. Alco ABA set. Cool. So we'll set that there. And this one came with track, which I've got track out here, I think. And this set came with track and a transformer and 4 extra straight track for Amtrak. So shall we start with the engine this time? There's one engine here, and I think it's a good looking train. You know, the actual train that we went on at that time in the 1977 or so, I'm not sure, it wasn't this, I don't believe. This is 8664, so it's a good looking train though. And I think these light up red, and the lights in the inside the engine light up for the engineer, and there's a doorway there. So it's a good looking train. You know, it may not be the highest of today's Lionel quality and all that, but it's a pretty good looking train. So how do they have this set up? Let's just see. They've got the Vista Dome car is the next one. So we'll pull that out next. And that is car number 6403. 6403. So, you know, that's cool. It all lights up. You know, you can't see in there. This is not a big aluminum, you know, scale model car that would be, you know, heavier, bigger. This is plastic, but it's a, you know, it's smaller than I remember it. I kind of pictured it being bigger or longer, comparatively to a normal car. It's pretty close. So it's a good looking Amtrak. Generally still has the same scheme. You know, they may have changed it, updated a little bit, but it's got some detail on there, and you know, it's a good looking car. So that's the Vista Dome car. That goes number 2, and then I don't know if there's any other. There's a couple more passenger cars here before we get to the. That's going to be the observation car. Or I'm not sure if they call it that on here, but so There's really, really nothing on here. I don't think there's anything on here that says Lakeshore Limited, so there's really no difference that I see that would be on here between a Empire Builder versus a Lakeshore Limited. So that's pretty cool. And then over here we've got the Lakeshore Limited was, I believe, a New York Central train before Amtrak that ran between Chicago and New York. Uh-oh. Something just fell off of there. It's part of the coupler. No, I'm not sure what that is. So it's another passenger car. It's just like the other one. This is 6405. The other one is 6404. And the dome car is 6403. So 345. Okay. So I'll figure out what fell off of there. It's a screw and a magnet. So that's curious. I don't see where that would have come from on here. So we'll, unless it fell from this. Huh. Curious. I don't know. We'll figure that out though. It may just be something that got attached to that doesn't belong there. So here's the, do they have a name for this car? I don't see Vista Dome car. I don't see anything on here that tells us otherwise. So, okay, so here's the, what I'm going to call the observation car. So 6406, we've got 6405 and 4 and 3. So that's a cool looking car. Imagine, I don't know, they probably had a couch, like a settee or something back there. Probably where people enjoyed the luxuries of traveling by Amtrak. This was probably a New York Central train, the whole consist here, that was absorbed into Amtrak, I'm thinking. That's kind of how that happened. So without further ado, I think we should set this up and see if it runs. Pray emoji, fingers crossed emojis. And hopefully it will. There are no guarantees, as we've found out. But hopefully this will work, and I'm going to set it up and find out. And we'll be right back on the Apple and Orange. Oh, we have lights, we have sound, we have motion. Here we go. Amtrak MPC 027 diesel. This is the Lakeshore Limited by Lionel. Thank you again for tuning in to this special edition of the Apple and Orange line, continuing the MPC series on the Amtrak Lakeshore Limited.